Jennifer Lopez was recently drawn into Diddy's legal battle by 50 Cent, who claimed that she had sex with youngsters at Diddy's parties. He also carried a lot of credible evidence to support his claims. As you are all aware, 50 Cent is not to be taken lightly when it comes to taking down Diddy, and he's coming for Diddy's friends and colleagues this time, including J.Lo. We believed for a long time that J.Lo's only connection to Diddy was the 1995 photo that let Shine take the blame. However, it appears that she might have carried on participating in Diddy's antics even after their breakup. Even more shockingly, 50 Cent asserts that Ben Affleck was aware of it. This is the reason he decided to part ways with J.Lo before things got out of control. However, what specific knowledge of J.Lo's actions did Ben possess? Furthermore, did Diddy actually use the video of J.Lo and her little boys as a kind of blackmail? Let 50 Cent explain then. He is the source of all knowledge. You all won't believe what he has to say too. J.Lo is one person that has a history with Diddy, as we are all aware. During their late 1990s relationship, she was rumoured to be Diddy's right-hand lady and to know more than she was revealing. It resembled Bonnie and Clyde in certain ways. She was undoubtedly his Clyde's Bonnie, if you get what I mean. However, for whatever reason, the real nature of her relationship's extent with Diddy is never revealed. Although we were aware that she and Diddy were dating, rumours on the streets have long suggested that there was more to the tale than we were aware of, and that she has always had something to conceal, particularly in relation to the 1999 incident. Imagine that Diddy and J.Lo were out at a club in Times Square to celebrate the impending release of Shine's album. Shine, Diddy's 21-year-old prodigy, was still relatively fresh to the industry at the time, much like J.Lo. During their exit from the club, Diddy, holding a bottle of champagne, unintentionally ran into Matthew Allen, also referred to as Scar, in the street. Things took a sudden turn when Scar pushed Diddy because he was having none of it. This unintentional bump didn't sit well with Scar, who shoved Diddy, and things got out of control from there. Subsequently, one individual from Scar's team chooses to fling a bundle of cash in Diddy's direction akin to confetti. The next thing you know, Diddy is pulling out his gun. 3 persons were left within the mayhem, one of them being Natanya Rubin, who Diddy is said to have hit in the face. Diddy and J.Lo, meanwhile, left quickly. They dropped as soon as the shots started, jumping inside a Lincoln Navigator that had the pistol hidden in the trunk. The worst part is that they weren't initially apprehended for the shooting. They were rushing to get away when they ran a red light, which led to their being pulled up. Talk about careless. Diddy and J.Lo had their mugshots taken at the station, where J.Lo was said to be a complete disaster and was crying all over the place. There was a moment when she was shackled to a pole and her mother appeared, shouting in Spanish, "I told you to stay away from my man." You know that even her mother was aware that Diddy was bad news, that he would bring J.Lo down with him, and that he would have a bad impact on her. And you know what? She was absolutely correct. And get this, Diddy and his attorneys were able to utilize J.Lo's name to clear him of the gun charges stemming from the incident. I don't know whether you know this, Judge, but this person, Jennifer Lopez, is a highly famous actress. One of the attorneys reportedly added, "The idea that Mr. Combs is strolling around with her while wearing the low D is so absurd it beyond comprehension." However, for whatever reason, Diddy was exonerated of all accusations thanks to the success of his defense. It also turns out that J.Lo had a more involved role in the shooting than just allowing him to use her identity to avoid prosecution, because Lil Rod stated in his lawsuit that Diddy informed him that J.Lo was the one who had initially brought the gun into the club. Furthermore, she claimed to be the one who gave him the order to start after he got into a fight with Scar. Hey, what? According to Little Rob's lawsuit, Jennifer Lopez, also known as J.Lo, was the artist and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, and she carried him into the club and passed him after he got into a fight with someone else. It appears that J.Lo was in a committed relationship with Diddy, as she acknowledged in an interview that despite Diddy's infidelity, she remained incredibly devoted to him and would go to any lengths for him. It was the first time, she said, that she had been with an unfaithful person. "When I was with Puff, I was crying uncontrollably, insane, and losing my mind. I truly thought I had lost all purpose in life." Well, 50 Cent said that J.Lo was insane enough to comply with Diddy's wishes in any way, including supposedly participating in these freak-offs. She apparently kept becoming intimate with him even after their breakup. Furthermore, according to 50 Cent, J.Lo was apparently still seeing Diddy even after she got married to other men. Furthermore, J.Lo was supposedly standing next to him as he began to participate in freak-offs. The federal government made available the indictment materials, which show that the defendant abused women and other people in a widespread and continuous manner. Among other things, Combs controlled the women's careers, obtained and distributed them to them, used his financial assistance to cut them off, and used violence and intimidation to ensure their cooperation. Additionally, it claimed that the defendant conducted cover-ups and advertisements using the Combs Company, including some of their workers, which included personal assistants, domestic helpers, security personnel, senior supervisors, and other close acquaintances, served as Combs's go-betweens, and Combs's ownership of the Combs Company encouraged and supported their actions. The feds also disclosed that several musicians have participated in Diddy's alleged freak-off gatherings, which they have been observing for years. According to the records, Combs and other members of the Combs enterprise used their position of authority and prestige within the company to scare more women into having sex with him, frequently under the guise of a romantic relationship. Subsequently, Combs employed compulsion and force to compel them to do prolonged actions with male commercial sex workers, whom he called, among other things, freak-offs. It went on. Freak-offs happened frequently, sometimes for several days at a period, and frequently involved several commercial sex workers. Combs gave the victims a range of controlled narcotics during freak-offs, partly to keep them submissive and cooperative. Unbeknownst to the victims, Combs occasionally retained tapes he took of them having sex acts with commercial sex workers. Combs and the victims usually had IV fluids after freak-offs to help them recover from the physical strain and trauma. Now, 50 Cent is saying that J.Lo purportedly attended the freak-offs and participated actively in these events. Furthermore, 50 Cent is also asserting, if you understand what I mean, that J.Lo's bizarre lovers were not necessarily of legal age. Furthermore, an informant claims that 50 Cent not only knows everything there is to know about this, but he also gave the police the information and the video that shows J.Lo getting into fights with little boys. One thing about 50, though, is that he will always despise Diddy, and this time is no exception. As a CIA operative, he may have missed his call because he is not merely making fun of Diddy on social media. In fact, turning over the video to the authorities will land Diddy and JLo in even more hot water. You guys should watch his documentary when he finally publishes it, because this man has a ton of tea that he says he's not afraid to spill. An insider claims that 50 Cent is passing along wire communications to his Hollywood acquaintances about FBI tapes purporting to show Jennifer Lopez engaging in sexual relations with minors at P. Diddy's freak-off parties. The tapes also include J.Lo appearing in multiple explicit recordings that the FBI confiscated during raids on P. Diddy's residences. Ben Affleck and Lopez are divorcing. Because of this, Affleck was notified by the FBI about the videos and the impending indictments. That helps to clarify the reports that J.Lo and Ben were seen kissing and holding hands even after filing for divorce. It appears that Ben staged the divorce in order to keep himself from becoming involved in this directly. And you all recall the rumors that those in the know are trying to negotiate plea deals by turning on Diddy. It appears like J.Lo could be one of those individuals, as Miss Jenny from the block isn't planning on going down with Diddy.
My understanding is that there was a lot of individuals that were involved, and I think by looking at the indictment, seeing that only Sean Combs is the only defendant currently, who knows if that increases and it gets superseded with a different indictment. But currently there's only one defendant. My guess is that all of those individuals that could have been co-defendants or could have been co-conspirators or could have been involved in a RICO case have flipped on Sean Combs, and they're getting some sort of immunity.
Naturally, followers have taken to it immediately, and they accept a comment claiming that J.Lo dated Diddy because she was aware that Kim Porter was still seeing him. She gave herself over to Diddy in exchange for fame, and now she plays Diddy's victim. Disgrace to J.Lo. Another said, J.Lo was involved. Of course, she worked with Diddy to launch her career, and it was successful. How conceited she has become now. She was aware of Diddy's character. Individuals that aspire to be famous will stop at nothing to achieve their goal. Diddy was her ticket. She is currently paying for her dealings with evil. She ought not to give a damn. She achieved her goals of wealth and notoriety. However, I must know your thoughts on this. Really, do you guys think hey, did you know that Jenny from the block was out here with Diddy, doing this awful stuff? After viewing this following video, please let us know what you think and leave a comment below.